Hey YouTube, this is Gary Usru with Better Image Photography, here to do a review on the Nikon Micro 40mm 2.8. Reading the lens, it is the Nikon AFS Micro Nikkor 40mm 2.8G DX. That is for the crop sensor DSLRs. On the back it is DX for the crop sensor, SWN, silent wave motor. It is micro with a 1:1 reproduction ratio and 52mm thread. It's 9 elements with 7 rounded aperture blades. It does have a 1:1 reproduction ratio. The 52mm thread size with the front element does not rotate when you're focusing. So that's kind of nice for like if you want to use it with circular polarizers and the like. And it does come with the hood. That is a pro. For macro work, this lens is pretty fun to use. I haven't really done much macro with it. I actually didn't really even plan on buying this lens, but it was kind of a last minute, oh hey look, they have it in stock, why not? This lens is a sub $300 micro lens and is a fun lens. I do have some sample macro shots that I put together just for this video, and I will display them somewhere probably now. Anyways, yeah, you can tell that it's a really sharp lens when you use it in macro. It's a sharp lens all around, but for macro, it impressed me with how sharp it was. See, for portraiture, this lens is a lot of fun. I've taken a few portraits with it. I've used it around the house. Opens up really nice and wide at the f2.8, so it does have very pretty bokeh. I've used this for just still lifes and the like, and it's been a lot of fun to use with that. This lens is kind of contending with my 50mm for FaceTime on my camera. They can kind of having a boxing match for it or something. But this is a fun lens to use. I took it on a walk with me one morning just because couldn't sleep, so I figured, hey, let's go take some pictures. It did not disappoint. Got some really interesting pictures. Sharper than I thought it would be. Yeah, just a fun lens. This lens, like I said, it's a sub $300 lens. I believe I got it for $279 plus tax, which is just awesome. Puts it right in that same category as the 50mm 1.8G. The big thing that the 50mm has on this is that the 50mm can go on full frame cameras, which, you know, I don't have a full frame camera, so they're pretty competitive because this one can go macro. This lens, I rate it as pretty much get it now. There's no reason to not have this lens. It's fun to play with macro. I plan on getting some more macro work, but it's winter right now, and I don't want to go hunt down snowflakes and get right up on them because my breathing will probably melt them. Pros, this lens is so sharp you probably will have to have a carrier's license to keep it concealed. It has macro 1:1 reproduction. It has very pretty bokeh. Fast bright lens at f2.8, so you get those pretty blurry backgrounds. Comes with the lens hood, bonus. And it is a light lens. Throw this on the front of the camera. With my D50-100, it's just a dream to carry around. It's definitely not a burden. Cons, this lens, the barrel extends pretty far when you're trying to do macro work. Here it is at infinity, and when you want to get to that 1:1 reproduction ratio, you just, and it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. There it is at the infinity. Or not infinity, that's for the 1:1, that's its closest focusing distance. It is a prime lens, so you will have to zoom with your feet. It's not really a con for me, but just thought you should know. Autofocus will hunt sometimes. That's where it kind of gets frustrating to use as a general walk-around lens, because you probably miss a couple of shots when it's trying to decide what it wants to focus on and you want to take a picture. To get 1:1, your lens will practically have to be touching your subject. For like the pictures of the dime and the Minolta lens, I would say that this was probably the lens, and this is probably about how far it was away from it. Let's see, for 1:1, it says it is 0.163 for the focusing distance, and that's in meters. So yeah, it's insanely close focusing distance. But that, you know, you can take snapshots in your car if you want. You don't have to try to lean far away and take your picture. What I forgot to mention though is if you look at the outside of this lens, it does have the manual auto, because it does have focusing override when it's in auto focus, and it does have a limiter switch, so you have the full limit, or you can limit out the macro, so that will speed up your focusing quite a bit if you take macro out. This has been Gary Usry with Better Image Photography. Have a good one.